Oh, what a difference a day makes, they say. Yesterday, we were in the beginning of a drought. And today, well, I'm glad we're on high ground. Let's go down to some low ground here, have a look at the river. It's really up there looking muddy. When it runs silent like this, it's really, I think it's dangerous. Just as slick as oil going through there. We have a mother bear and 2 cubs hanging around here. And have to admit I'm a little nervous because don't mind the bears, but a mother with cubs can be very unpredictable. So anyway, I haven't seen them. I had them in my compost, and then a few days later my neighbor was down at the river here, and at his place, and this upstream a bit, he backs onto the river on top of a cliff, very, very, very high and straight up, and they were standing there looking down to the river, and he said there they were. The cubs were in a tree, and Mom was laying down underneath the tree having a snooze. So this is the river changes course in 10 years here. It's moved over a full width, and the erosion is terrible because of the clear cutting. Okay, here's the hard part. Going back up. Funny thing, I never used to think about it, but these days I sure do. I generally try to make sure I come down with the ATV if I'm going all the way, but today's an exception. I got the lawn roller on the back of the lawn tractor, and I was just giving it a ride around the trail. And it flattens all the gravel right down and takes the crown out of it, makes it easier for walking. This old girl doesn't get a lot of use these days, but sometimes we come down and sit for a while, me and Sam anyway. It was originally for Marilyn because the black flies bothered her so much. This is what I was gonna see. I don't imagine it shows in this, but it sure flattens it down. I just about ran over Mama Partridge and about 10 little ones. I didn't realize what I saw, but she wouldn't move. And then I realized there were these little, looked like little chicks for chickens, running all over the place. So I stopped until everybody vacated. Over and out. I believe I mentioned earlier on in the last video when I came through here about the ferns were showing their little heads, the fiddle heads, but this is just the beginning. They look nice and green today, but they're very, very short. But it is a beautiful sight when they're up full. They're just such a pretty thing. This is the water coming out of the little pond. Just an overflow. It's quite a bit actually. Yeah. On the pond. Got to get down here with my bushwhacker or weed eater or whatever they whippersnipper, whatever they call them in town. Over here it's more like a bushwhacker because it yeah, cut the grass yesterday but I didn't trim, and it's never finished until it's trimmed. Ready and waiting to go to work. Just need somebody to do it, and I just don't have the ambition right now. Got all these logs over here to cut, hopefully, and make enough lumber to close in the other barn.